Hey, it's your man George Page comes to you live on YouTube. And before you is this lovely lady we call Shannon Knapp. Now, if you don't know about Shannon Knapp, she's been in the mixed martial arts fight game for quite a few years. She was part of a couple other uh, fighting companies, but as some of you who are fans of MMA, especially us who are subscribers to CSX Combat Sports and the LBDC. Shannon is the president of um, Invicta Fighting Championship Federation. As you know, Invicta is the all women's fighting division of the UFC. It's mostly well, you basically say it's UFC's. It's a sister company of the UFC, and Invicta is exclusively, is for women's fighting, for women's MMA. And Shannon runs it. She's the head. She's the president and plus one of the co-founders of Invicta. And a lot of stars that come out of Invicta, like such as Chris Cyborg, Michelle Watterson. Um, let's see who else. Carla Esparza, Megan Anderson. The list go on and on. And it just wasn't just long ago that UFC recruited two championships, at least three champions out of Victor. One, Brianna Van Buren, and also Felicia Spencer recently. And to me, Shannon has a great company, but the problem is with Invicta is that it don't pay as much as compared to UFC. And whenever the opportunity comes for a lot of these ladies, they take the shot. Like Felicia Spencer just beat Pam Bam Sorensen for the featherweight championship a few months ago, and then she gets the call to Invicta. Not enough time to defend a championship. She fights Megan Anderson, submits her, and gets beat up by Cyborg. Now, as we all been hearing a lot lately about the issues between Chris Cyborg and Dana White, I've mentioned it myself, and some other people have mentioned that maybe Shannon Nair should come up to Invicta, from Invicta to UFC, and just become the head of the women's division. Now, people say, well, no, women should. Here it is, like this. Some, don't pay attention to that. There's some shit going on someplace else. But here's the problem is, women are more comfortable sometimes dealing with women. And Shannon's been doing UFC for the Invicta for quite some time. And it wasn't that long ago she had a tournament for the flyweight champion tournament. She's now having another tournament coming up the 9th for the new for who's going to be the new featherweight champion for the division. And she really does a good job with Invicta. And I feel like it'd be better if she comes over. Dana, he does pretty good with the guys. But the problem with Dana, he has too many issues with his prejudices. He lets fighters get by with anything like John Jones. He keeps fighters like Paige Van Zandt, who's pretty much on a losing streak. I mean, other than her win with against um, Richard Ochovich, she was pretty much practically on a 3-fight losing streak. And then, it's just that, with the issues here is that if Zuffa, now, as you know, Dana White no longer owns the UFC. He's kept as the president, but he doesn't really own the company. Zuffa, he sold it out for billions of dollars, was a couple of years back. And if you're a company and you have issues with your man who's supposed to be your representative, he's supposed to be the president, you need to really sit back and think, you know what, we need to do something different. And Shannon Nair would be a good person to be running the women's division. She can make great fights. She can probably, negotiate better with some of the ladies because he knows the ladies on a personal level. She Cyborg before she came to UFC. She was a former featherweight champion at Victor, and I think she has a good relationship with Shannon Nair. I think something like that would be better. I mean, Dana, he can still do the day-to-day stuff. He can deal with the guys, but I think more likely you need somebody more who really feel comfortable with. A lot of the ladies who are fighting the UFC started Invicta, and many of them probably will prefer to deal with Shannon. There's so many issues and stuff going on with Dana White right now with between him and Cyborg, and not just him, Cyborg, several other fighters. Like when he instead of when he traded Demetrius Johnson, aka DJ, aka Mighty Mouse, to champion one for Ben Askren, a guy who wasn't even worth the trade. I mean, the guy got, I mean, he barely beat Robbie Lawler, and he got knocked out in barely like in 10 seconds in the first round against Jorge Masvidal. But I think Shannon should take the job. I mean, I think if I'm the board of Zuffa, who owns the UFC, I think you should approach her. Say, hey Shannon, I think maybe it's time we might do something different. You know, maybe the ladies feel comfortable if they have a woman that they know and that has done good works. I mean, it should be reward for her good works in Victor. Who should take over Victor? I think Caitlin Young, the striking Viking. She's supposed to be fighting next week against Pam Bam Sorensen for the featherweight title. If Caitlin doesn't win, I think what should happen is that she should become head of Victor. Now, she can do like this. There's in the past there's been players that have been both managers and players on a team. I mean, I remember back in the day, Bill Russell used to manage the Celtics and also play. But it has happened. There's been the guys who play and both manage. They coach and play. And it happens. And I think Caitlin Young, from what I know about her, she has experience. She helps Shannon with set up fights stuff like that. And she's getting up to age. I think she should really think about her future. She's over 30. I think and taking a lot of hits, and she's fighting wars. She's fighting not just in MMA, also her experience as a Muay Thai fighter. I think that'd be a good position for her to go up, become a boss, and and run the Victor division. And Shannon, she goes up to UFC, and she just generally just do most of the women. She sets up the fights, she does the recruiting. She has the experience and she has the know-how. And I think a lot of women would probably feel comfortable if a woman in a position. I mean, I know people are going to talk about feminist, but it's not about feminism. It's just about how somebody does. If somebody is good works and has good people skills and is better at it than like a whisker ball headed bastard like Dana White, who's more like a thug, who's want to push and bully, and and it's not a here or there. So if I was anybody, if you are a fan of women in UFC and you're a fan of an opportunity for a woman to advance, I think you should everybody email Zuffa. Zuffa is really the main company. UFC is a property. Call the main office. Say, hey, send an email, Skype, do whatever you can. Tell them, say, hey, give Shannon Knapp the opportunity to take over the women's division. She might do better. I mean, she might recruit featherweights. And also, there's been talks about maybe eventually bringing in the adult division. Now, the fanboys don't like the idea of smaller girls, but hey, here's this. With the bigger girls like featherweights, you get knockouts. With the smaller girls, you get the girls you want to see, that you want to fantasize about. The smaller girls, like Zapatelli and Jinyu Fry and Mina Gunderson, and it's a great it's a great number of women in the animal division that really need to come up to UFC. And you got fighters like Michelle Waterson and Carla Esparza and Tisha Torres, who probably better off as atom weights, because right now strawweight is a killer. It's a murder rose. It's a murder rose gallery now in the strawweight division. I mean, the girls who come up now are killers. You got with Tatiana and Jessica Andrade, and a couple others. But I think Shannon Knapp would probably be a good addition to UFC. She can really help improve and increase the women's division, and give opportunity for where opportunities are not given because of looks or whatever else that some people think. You shouldn't go by what a handful of guys want. A fantasy girl? No, you want some real fighters. And some of these girls are very attractive girls, and they probably would fit. And some will have the skill set to fit. Well, this is me just talking off topic and just talk off my head. And I think this is something that might be a good idea. Maybe tonight when we do our Come Get This Work Mobcast, I might bring it up. We might talk about it. It's your man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.